Welcome back to another episode of Horror Junkies. This is Mike, as usual, with me,
Pat.
And I'm Angel.
And we got Angel and Pat in the studio today in the At Forum studio.
Unfortunately, Austin couldn't be here.
Well, Austin's not alive today.
Yeah, he's not. He's in the void.
Right he's in the, literally. We haven't heard from we haven't heard from him all day. He is in the void.
Bye.
So if anyone knows how to get someone out of the void or the upside down, please.
Or if you know where he is.
If you know where he's at, just kind of let us know if he's okay.
Shoot us a text.
Yeah, shoot us a text.
A DM. Hit us in the DM.
A DM.
We should try a Ouija board.
Yeah, let's connect.
Ooh.
We'll contact them through Ouija board.
Yeah.
Yo.
I'll be able to find them then.
Yeah. But we got a pretty cool show today. Today is the Nightmare on Elm Street series podcast show. We're going to discuss the entire series, Nightmare on Elm Street 1 through 5, including the remake or no? What do you guys want to do? Remake or no?
New Nightmare?
Yeah.
We talk about New Nightmare.
New Nightmare and the remake.
And the remake.
And
yeah,
Freddy
and
vs. Jason,
too.
of course.
Yeah, and Freddy vs. Jason. All right, so we're talking about the entire series of Nightmare on Elm Street. Sweet. And we got a cool bunch of skits today, some segments, and some cool announcements to be made for the show.
Some big news.
Big
news. But let's start this off right. Let's start it off right. Patrick, ask a question.
Ask a question?
I'm just kidding. So
That's
let's
not
start
my
it
segment.
off. We got a Nightmare on Elm Street. Man, what a pretty awesome series of movies.
My favorite series.
Of course,
Angel's
it is
favorite.
Angel's favorite series of movie. Series of movie.
I prefer that franchise than like Friday the 13th or like Hellraiser or all those.
Okay,
For sure, Angel. I'm on Angel with this one. Like Friday's one of my favorites.
The reason why it's my favorite is just because of his color scheme. As a slasher, like as an icon, like those are iconic colors.
Yeah, red and green. I mean, I wouldn't go as far to say it's better than Hellraiser.
Of course not.
I do love Hellraiser, so I have that on my side. But I will say I agree with you with the fact that I do like it better than Friday the 13th. I feel like Friday the 13th is a little overdone. I feel like it could have been done in just 3 movies, and that was it. I think it was overkill with like the 6-7 movies they made.
It was a moneymaker for sure.
Yeah,
it became.
I mean, but so was Nightmare.
No, there's a lot of movies that were kind of like.
But I felt like Nightmare was always taken with like very passion. Like a lot of passion was into those films, even though they're not. Like most of them aren't that good. There's at least a team behind them that's like passionate about the franchise and shit like that.
I mean, that's true. I agree.
I feel like the difference between Friday and Nightmare, honestly, is just Nightmare kind of takes you out of the real world and it immerses you in its own universe, opposed to Friday the 13th, where it's just realism. It's like real life at that point. So I mean, just you're at camp and all the counselors are getting slaughtered and everything, but it's like, you go Nightmare on Elm Street and it's like you're teleported into the dream world.
I mean,
you wake up in the dream world.
I mean, Friday has its own like mythos and like rules and shit like that. Like it's definitely its own universe or world and shit like that.
I do appreciate the kills in Friday the 13th.
Yeah.
I still appreciate that series as a whole.
I just like how fun how fun Nightmare became.
Yeah.
Like definitely the first movie is the like most scariest one, obviously. And it took itself a little more seriously than as the movies go on. It took itself as a joke and played around with the idea of dreams and shit like that.
Yeah.
I could see how around that time when the first Nightmare came out, that like it would, the kind of vibe it gives off, it would scare a lot of people.
It definitely, and that's what A Nightmare on Elm Street I think has for it. It definitely had, for its time, it was a completely different idea of a movie.
Yeah.
I mean, everyone was coming out with these slasher movies, and don't get me wrong, Freddy is a slasher movie, but he had the element of dreams and going into people's dreams and never being able to be proved. You know what I mean? Like, he was only proven through the people who were victims.
Yeah, he was only really proven through word of mouth.
Exactly.
That's the only,
versus where in Friday the 13th, people outside of the victims seen Jason and know who he is. Same with Hellraiser, kind of. Some people outside of the circle of victims of the movie find out who he is, but there was it was hard to prove that Freddy was real.
Yeah,
and people were just dying in their sleep.
And that was the cool thing about the movie. It's just kind of like it takes like the parental like role out completely. It's all about the kids, and it's
like they had to do what they could.
It's relatable because you always like, even as a kid, you will have those like fears, and your parents don't believe you or whatever. And it's kind of cool.
Well, I feel like, I mean, I didn't mean to cut you off there.
No, go ahead.
But like, if as the parents in that universe, like, I feel like either they're just completely oblivious or they were trying to kill
off
Freddy. They were trying to just eliminate
because most of the parents were
in the original movie. All the parents on Elm Street killed Freddy Krueger.
Well, even in Dream Warriors, it's like their parents were the ones that killed him too. Like and I don't know. Like for me, commercially, Nightmare on Elm Street Freddy is like the most profitable.
Yeah.
Like out of all the slashers,
he's like the face of slashers,
which is really weird.
Because you got to give it up to the man from England.
Yeah,
I mean,
I mean, if you look at it, child molester, like you know, we totally captivate on that, and
exactly.
It's not cool, but it is what it is.
Yeah, they don't really reference that.
No, but
they do.
It's like it's a very undertone, like subplot type of thing.
Yeah, I mean, and you definitely get you definitely get more undertones and background from the remake of him being a child molester, because they actually take you to like his like area where he took the kids and shit. So I mean, like he is correct that we capitalized on the story of a child molester coming back to kill people.
I mean, they made toys and he was on cereal boxes and shit like that.
Yeah, but it's kind of like you guys are kind of taking the wrong idea from this, I think.
Yeah, but I mean, that's the time it was the time and era, like that's what it was.
Another thing I liked about Nightmare on Elm Street is the background story. Like, I feel like it's only, I mean, I haven't read a lot about other background, like why Clive Barker wrote Hellraiser and why Jason Voorhees, but like when you read like how Wes Craven developed the story surrounding Nightmare on Elm Street is really cool. Like we talked about on the first episode, I want to say, when we discussed like what our favorite movies were, and you brought it up about the Southeast Asian refugees who were fleeing to the United States from Cambodia from genocide and war from Laos, Cambodia, and Vietnam, and of course they were from the environment they were suffering in. They all had PTSD, were suffering like disturbing nightmares, and they refused to sleep, and as soon as, it was weird, as soon as the men died as soon as they would go to sleep. Yeah. And Wes Craven read about that in a paper, and he kind of felt
he read about that kid that literally cried to his parents saying, if I fall asleep, I'll die, and then it happened.
Yep, he actually did die.
Yeah.
Strange phenomenon.
It is a phenomenon, which is cool. I haven't pulled up. The phenomenon, when it was happening back then with the Southeast Asian refugees, the medical authorities called it the phenomenon Asian death syndrome. And they said the condition itself afflicted only men between the ages of 19 and 57 and is believed to be sudden explained death syndrome or Brugada syndrome, or both. So, weird little fact for Nightmare on Elm Street series.
Yeah, and I kind of like how every movie kind of touches into his mythos completely. Like, it does explain more of his background story, especially when they talk about his mother, when the nun.
Oh, yeah, in Dream Warriors.
Yeah. And they go further than that in the other movies. Yeah. Like, they literally show you the scene where she gets raped and by the inmates and all that shit. Like, it's just crazy how, like,
they fed off of the story and how detailed it went into.
And that Freddy's just made out of pure evil.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, they said it in the movie, like, a bastard child of 1,000 men.
Yeah.
He's like an abomination to man.
It's a completely dark series, and it does show, especially I like the aesthetic of the Nightmare movies. Like, they're not good movies at all. Like,
Patrick has said it.
He said not good movies.
No, they're not.
I mean, my favorites will always be the first one and Dream Warriors. I like Dream Warriors is for the fans, definitely.
Yeah, no, it definitely is. Yeah, Dream Warriors had everything.
I think that was
except for the ending.
I think that was his best. His best Freddy was in that movie and in New Nightmare. I like New Nightmare's aesthetic as well.
I like how he took on a lot more of a darker tone.
Yeah, is New Nightmare the one they're making the movie? Correct.
Yes.
Yeah, Wes Craven's New Nightmare.
It's a movie inside of a movie.
Yeah, which is a really fucking cool.
The mythos of Freddy actually being a entity is fucking so cool. Yeah, I like that movie a lot.
That movie, like when I first watched it as a kid, I was just like, man, this is really weird. But then I rewatched it, and I was like, this is like thinking of it like from a cinematic perspective, like
that
is fucking cool. They made a movie within a movie, and it's just like that has never been done.
Yeah, and that's been actually like a common theory or like legend. It's like it's always like if you look at movies like Sinister and like Nightmare on Elm Street, they're all based off of like pagan demons, and all of that. So I think that concept's pretty like weird in itself because it's like they refer to like these things as living in like images, like this image that somebody else created this thing. Yeah, and like in Sinister, he lived inside the paintings. Yeah, and he like terrorized people for centuries.
Oh my god, dude, Bagul. Yes, Sinister from Bagul. A Bagul from Sinister. Excuse me.
You mean from Slipknot?
Yeah, from Slipknot. And to get off, Sinister was honestly like they're very slow movies. Yeah, but I love the whole aspect they took. You have to watch the film, and then once you notice Bagul, that's when he starts haunting you.
And the thing is too, like both franchises do deal with like kids and shit like that, which is cool.
Bagul was taking those kids to kill him, right?
Yeah. But as for Freddy, like you have him in your dreams, and
you can't get rid of him. You can't get rid of Bagul either, in the sense like once you watch the movie. Yeah. I didn't see the second one, so I don't know. Maybe
good. Don't watch the second one.
All right, good.
They're kind of comparable.
It was fucking bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bagul and Freddy, because they both like have kids that they have in
they're
their
both
own
out
world.
of the world.
Yeah, they capture the souls of the kids and stuff.
Yeah, that's cool. I like the idea of Sinister, and I like the first one. I liked how it was filmed, how eerie it was, and the overall concept art of Bagul is really cool.
I'll never forget that one scene where he's underwater and he turns his head.
Yeah, that was fucking sick,
dude.
Yeah, but back to Nightmare on Elm Street.
Even going back to all the movies, like the makeup on it.
Yeah, I was just about to bring up the special effects.
We wouldn't have movies like Hellraiser or anything if it wasn't for the makeup team for the Nightmare movies.
No, exactly.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Especially for the first movie.
I think I want to, if I'm correctly, like it used to take him 3 hours to get done with 6 hours to get done with makeup.
Oh yeah, because they would sit there and airbrush him.
Yeah. Those burn marks take a long time to flesh out and make look like very realistic. And the special effects team for this movie literally set special effects for like the bar, because it was for its time, like, even though it was cheesy movies, like the effects were really good. Yeah. Even the skeleton in fucking Dream Warriors, the most ridiculous thing ever, but it was done well.
It's the 80s.
It was the 80s.
It was great.
There was even a TV series. Did you guys ever see the Nightmare on Elm Street TV series?
I did not.
Oh my god!
I feel like was it live action?
Yeah, it was fucking terrible.
As usual.
Yeah, no, it was fucking bad. But that was when that franchise was at its highest, and it was just a money making machine.
It was like, just do what we can.
Just
to make
do
money.
everything, and run it. They literally ran that franchise to the ground.
Unfortunately.
Yeah, comic books, fucking again.
I have a question.
Serial fucking covers.
The action figures.
The action figures are so...
okay, so
cool.
Wes Craven wasn't involved in the remake, correct?
No, I
don't
not
think
at
he
all.
was.
No,
I don't
no.
think so let's say if Wes Craven was alive today, and he announced that he was going to say, not remake, but make a new Nightmare on Elm Street movie, and he did it, and he said he was staying true to the originals with special effects.
So the kind of thing that's going on in Hollywood right now is like all these directors are coming back and redoing their franchises, but discluding a lot of the sequels. That would be cool. If he was alive.
If he was alive, and I think he had his hands on it. Yeah. I think it'd probably be.
And it continues from the second. Like it starts off from right after the first movie.
Yeah. Because the second one was garbage. I'm sorry.
Oh my god!
So that was the worst movie.
I still like that one, but it's not the best one.
No, not at all.
It's not the best one. Yeah. I hated watching it.
It's definitely the gayest one in the franchise, and it's very like. It was written that way. Like there's a documentary called "Never Sleep Again." Yeah. On Netflix, and they talk about the second movie, how it's kind of like a very like undertone, like homosexual, like.
Yeah, I got that too.
Thing.
I just thought the scene was cool.
I've had to read about that. I've never.
Oh yeah, it's fucking hilarious when they talk about it, and they're like, because the producers didn't get it, but I think the writer was gay and the main actor was gay.
Oh,
and they kind of like did this like.
So they made a whole bunch of undertones. That's great. I'm gonna have to read about that.
Literally, if you rewatch the movie, you're like, this is so obvious.
That's great.
So yeah.
But no, I think it'd be cool. I love Wes Craven. I I saw something about like Scream the Final 4, not Scream 4, but Scream something the Final. I was online the other day, and I think someone's trying to make another Scream movie.
That's fine.
How did you guys feel about Scream 4?
I liked it.
I did.
I mean, if we're talking about Wes Craven's movies, I mean, which we are because it's Nightmare on Elm Street. We can. I liked where Scream 4 picked up. I like how it, the story behind it, how they made, they started revolving around Sidney Prescott's cousin, and everything's happening to her friends. And I mean, to me, as a Scream fan, I loved it. I thought it was better than 3.
Yeah. It was.
I mean, I love Scream 1 and Scream 2. I didn't care for Scream 3, but I really enjoyed Scream 4 enough to buy it.
It was a good end, end off of the franchise, especially the movies. I mean, the TV series is really good too.
No, I love the TV series. I can't wait for them to redo.
They're casting the entire different.
Yeah. It's like it's a mini reboot.
Yeah.
Which I think they should. That'd be cool though. Like
they just keep doing Scream.
Yeah, if every season it's kind of like its own story and shit like that. Like you follow these group of kids. Either every season or every 2 seasons.
Like it's just a never-ending chain of copycats.
What if MTV made a Nightmare on Elm Street TV series?
Or they actually do a Freddy versus Jason and actually give us an answer.
Because we didn't get an answer in that movie.
No, we didn't. But let's talk about that for a minute.
Yeah, let's do it.
Freddy versus Jason. So that was a big one.
That was like
every night, like every horror fans, like finally, like we got two of the biggest iconic horror.
I remember seeing that trailer in the theater when I was little with my mom, and I was like shitting bricks.
Yeah,
because I was like, that was a time when I was like still afraid of horror films. So I mean, I saw that and I was just like, no.
The first time I heard about Freddy vs. Jason, I had Stars on cable, and they did like this big promotion thing where it was like a boxing match between the both, and they're like, coming soon, and then it was a movie theater. Yeah.
Funny you say that. We just tweeted. I tweeted it on our Horror Junkies Twitter page. I think yesterday. Footage surfaced up from when they were doing the promotion for Freddy vs. Jason.
The weigh in, and then they start talking smack,
and they start talking Jason's smack to each other.
They're so fucking good.
Yeah. So I mean, they really did a lot of cool promotion for the movie in the sense like they actually had like a fake weigh-in for the characters, and they had Robert Englund in there, and he was saying bitch and all this like he usually does.
So good. Great marketing, but the movie was not good at all.
The movie wasn't great at all. I mean,
it's a guilty pleasure of mine. I'll see it because I love those two characters, and I definitely like Freddy parts in those movies.
The only thing I didn't like was, so in the scene in Freddy vs. Jason...
Spoiler alert.
The movie's been out forever. If you haven't seen that movie, come on.
13 plus years.
Yeah.
True.
The I got your nose part.
Oh my god,
fucking killed me. I was like, I got your nose.
It's so cheesy.
It's so
fucking
bad.
love it.
I was just like, why? Why was that written?
Or the pot and worm.
Oh yeah, the pot worm. That was just ridiculous. They did such crazy shit in that movie.
And Jay was in that movie, but not really.
I always thought that movie was going to be a lot more violent. Because the way, the content in the film describes the violence and like all the gore and everything as like something like one of the most like by far like
it was pretty violent,
not really
violent movie.
Not what I was like as a kid. I was like, this is violent, but
I think it didn't meet people's expectations.
Yeah,
I think people really thought this would be like because like honestly, if it was an hour and a half of just Freddy and Jason fighting without the story plot, I would have been fine with that. Like, I didn't need the added element of the kids.
But the fight scenes were really cool.
They were, but
the torpedo scene was so fucking sick.
They could have been gorier. Torpedoes. Like, if they were to remake Freddy vs. Jason, like, one thing I'd want them to do is make it gory.
Yeah.
Very. I mean, like, I know they were trying to stay true to the prosthetic
He shoves Freddy's
value.
hand through his body.
I didn't think the gore was too bad, but they could have done more with like the scene where the guy gets hit and uses his dad's head as a shield with a machete.
Oh, yeah.
Like I thought they could have done a little bit more with that and get away with it. But the way they listed it on the the poster was it was like pervasive this, pervasive that, like brutal this, like
never.
But it's like
seen.
You watch it and it's like really cheesy like gore.
Yeah,
and that was
still kind of cringy. But
yeah. I mean that was the thing of the 80s, cringy gore. But
yeah. And the thing is, too, like how they like the first ideal for that was like in a Friday the 13th movie. I think when he goes to hell, and it was like a post-credit scene. Or
Jason
something
goes to hell.
Yeah, there's a Jason mask, and then right after it's like Freddy's glove grabs it like from the ground. Yeah, and that was like when they started peaking interest in that idea of Freddy versus Jason.
Yeah.
And I think that's when the comic books started coming out and shit like that.
Yeah. Well, speaking of comic books, or speaking about verses, don't you have something that you wanted to bring up today about iconic characters fighting each other? Freddy versus Jason versus Ash.
Oh, yes. So Robert Englund was at a Comic-Con, I think, or something like that. He did a Q&A, and he talked about what they wanted to do with the next Freddy versus Jason. It was going to be a Freddy versus Jason versus Ash. He kind of talks about like how they wanted to market it and how they wanted to sell it. He literally had a cool idea poster of Ash holding both their heads.
That's hilarious because he wanted Ash to win.
Yeah. Everyone wanted Sam Raimi, I think, was going to be directing it. Perfect.
Please let this happen. Robert Englund's still alive and still wants to be Freddy.
Yeah.
Please let him do can we have this movie? I'd be
I would fucking love it.
I'd be so happy.
Those comic books are so good.
They were.
Mm-hmm.
I honestly think they would just keep coming back.
Yeah, well, of course. But you can never and even in the video, Robert Englund talks about that. Like, you can't really kill off Freddy or Jason, but Ash will bang him up,
literally with his boomstick.
It'll be fun to watch for 2 hours,
dude.
Fuck yeah,
yes.
Especially if it's old Ash now. Like, fuck yes.
Well, I'm just trying to go to Jacksonville.
Like, it'd be funny, like an introduction scene between Ash and Freddy. Freddy walks in, is like,
you can't
hey,
imagine
bitch.
And all the fucking smack talk between those two.
And then Ash, he sees Freddy walking, and he's like, I don't remember ordering pizza.
He's like, and then Jason's gonna walk up and he's gonna be like, he's like, I'm
gonna kill both these bozos.
I'm gonna kill. In his head, he's like, I'm gonna kill both of you. He just whispers to himself inside his conscience.
God,
please let that happen. I'd be so happy.
This guy smells like sewage.
Especially if you got Sam Raimi to do it, because it would be enough camp for it to feel like a Freddy movie.
Yeah,
and
enough gore
to be a Jason movie.
Yeah.
Exactly.
It'd be perfect. But
that's that dream team.
That'd be so fucking funny. But I don't know. Nightmare on Elm Street series will always be, even though it's not like my favorite movie, but it will definitely be somewhere in my heart.
Internet, do your thing, make it happen.
Yeah, make it happen, internet.
If there's enough high in demand, it will fucking happen.
Yeah, I mean, for God's sakes, we're getting a Death Note live action movie. So I mean, anything is literally possible.
I saw the live action, the Japanese version of Death Note.
Oh, you actually saw that thing?
Yeah, I mean, I saw I was on at a friend's house, so I was watching it.
I hope this new Death Note is as bad as Dragon Ball Evolution. So we can stop trying to make animes into live action movies.
It doesn't work.
It doesn't work. It just does not work.
I mean, it's enough off for it to, like, if you don't know the franchise at all, like of Death Note, I think everyone would be fine with it. I'm kind of skeptic. I'm not a skeptic on this at all. I'm like kind of being like open about this because it's Netflix, and Netflix has good.
Sometimes
has a good, like, they have a good tracking record. I haven't finished Iron Fist yet, so I can't say.
Yeah, but I don't know. But like I said, internet, make it happen. I want to see Ash fight Freddy versus Jason. Cause that'd be just hilarious.
Or a whole TV series. That'd be funny.
HBO, do it up.
Just let it be like Ash versus Evil Dead.
Yes,
but make it like a story arc in like the next season
within the show.
Oh my God,
it would be amazing if it was just.
That's the way you fucking do it.
Just put it in a fucking TV show.
Done.
Boom.
Have a whole series of him fighting. That'll be enough fucking gore. Then
you know how cool that would be if like it would follow each character in different perspective by episode or something. Like
Jason's would be really boring.
Yeah,
he wouldn't talk. So
you know what though? Speaking of Jason and all this, it's funny because on today, horror history, March 22nd, Friday the 13th, A New Beginning came out.
Oh God.
Oh wow.
And literally, if Jason still haunts you, you're not alone.
Yeah.
What does that even mean? Also today, Conga came out. I don't even know what Conga is.
Nope.
Never heard of it.
Conga or
Conga? So Kong.
What year did that movie come out?
1961.
Okay.
And then Blade 2 also came out today.
Hey,
nice. Blade 2.
That's my favorite one. I like
it.
That
It is. And then some other things came out today, like Mulva 2, Kill Teen Ape, whatever that is.
Okay.
One of those.
Like there's a teenage ape.
Dude.
It's like Teen Wolf, but he turns into an ape.
Yeah. And Toxic Avenger Part 4 came out. So I mean, it's pretty Toxic Avenger Part 4.
Hey,
so some pretty good movies, some pretty
that's another remake too.
Intense movies.
We got to talk about that movie one day.
Oh my
Toxic
god, yes.
Avenger?
Can we fucking please?
Yeah.
Wait till the remake comes out, then we'll talk about it.
And the remake. Are they actually going to go through with that?
Yeah, of course.
Great. And then unfortunately, as of every day, someone has died on this day. And let's see who's died today. Kane Richmond, who appeared in the films Mars Attacked the World, Flash Gordon's Trip to Mars, and he played the title role in a 1942 series Spy Smasher, and he passed away at the age of 66 today, 1973.
Damn,
so young.
Also, I'd actually like to, this is not like, it is horror history, because unfortunately, the horror industry lost a very talented artist, Bernie Wrightson.
Sure did.
So that's a pretty downer on the artist thing. For those who don't know, I mean, how could you not know? He is the co-creator of Swamp Thing. He's talented illustrator. I really got into his work when he released his Frankenstein novel.
So good.
It's probably, I mean, the artwork in that book is just amazing. The way he drew the monster and how he captured emotion within the monster's face, and he never used models. Like, he taught himself how to draw, and he just drew what came out of his head. So I mean, he's like a true, like, I don't know, man. It just sucks that he lost a battle to brain cancer.
Yeah.
So today's show, is dedicated to him and all of his awesome artwork that he's done and produced for the horror community. He's worked with Marvel for a numerous amount of years, creating. He also did the Monster of Frankenstein comic book series, I want to say, with Marvel comic groups back in the day. So
sick. Rest in peace.
Rest in peace, Bernie Wrightson.
Hell yeah.
But on to some much less heavy news and things. Where should we do now?
The news.
The news?
The news.
The news.
So,
Patrick, the news.
Puppet Master.
This
Getting a
just
remake.
in.
Why?
Because fucking Hollywood's dumb and wants to remake a bunch of shit that won't work.
Exactly.
You can't make Puppet Master anymore. That's literally a movie of its fucking time. And it's not going to be puppets. It's going to be CGI or some stupid shit.
Like, it's come to the point where, like, you can tell that Hollywood has no ideas for horror movies anymore. Like, if they would just take the stick out of their ass and actually support these independent horror movies that people have, you'll have tons and tons of new movie ideas coming to Hollywood. Puppet Master's a really good movie, and like from the day, and you're not gonna be able to recapture that. I'm sorry,
no,
unless you spend the money to actually make everything.
Exactly, and again, it's definitely a movie of its era. Like, that movie came out right when it was like the 90s and fucking 80s, where like horror movies were in like fucking heavy, and like practical effects were in and fucking heavy, and it's like
they were in and heavy, weren't they?
Yeah, and it's
I wish I could have been alive at that time.
Yeah,
bro. Speaking of that, I have a time machine. This table is actually a time machine, bro. There it is, bro. That's it.
Beam me up,
bro.
All right, no.
So
later.
That's. I'm sorry, guys. You can't. That will be announced soon, hopefully. But that's fucking it, Angel. That's fucking it.
Okay,
that's it. All right. I'm sorry, guys. Sorry, listeners. That's a weird. I promise you'll know soon enough.
Jesus.
Anything else, Patrick, going on?
Zombieland 2.
Why?
Because Emma Stone.
I think
is she even in it?
I think me and Mike switched roles completely.
We did today.
Because I'm kind of excited for Zombieland 2.
I mean, okay. I'm of course gonna be excited. Do we need it?
No. We never need a movie, but
we don't need it. But I mean, if they're going to explain, like, is it following the original like cast or no?
Yeah, it's not following the TV series at all. That was fucking garbage.
There was a TV series.
Oh my god!
Was there?
Yeah.
What?
It was like a mini short TV series that did not last long because it was fucking bad. Yeah.
Wow.
But yeah. It's all the original cast. Everyone's back in. So fuck yeah. I like that cast. So I'm excited to see them all together again.
Oh,
fighting some zombies and shit.
Yeah, maybe we'll get more in depth of what's happening in the actual.
See, you're coming around about the idea.
Coming around.
There
okay.
it is.
I thought from the man who doesn't like
anything.
Anything.
Hey.
Yeah.
I would like more of a horror element.
I would too.
I know. I like the comedy.
I like the comedy, but please, I know they're trying to go for that campy horror with the comedy, but more gore.
Yeah, for sure.
Add more gore, keep the campiness, and you're gonna have yourself a great horror movie.
Not even more gore. Well, yeah, more gore, of course, because I mean, you can never have enough gore. But I'm talking about like when you venture into like a dark building and there's like a flickering light or something. Like, give me like some like survival horror type of like.
No, I can respect that.
Yeah.
But is that it? Is that all for the news?
Oh, will Get Out be the first Oscar-nominated horror movie in years? Tune in.
Fucking hope so.
For real.
Tune in for that one though.
Yeah, I would want it.
Shit, he fucking broke 100 mil.
Yeah, if any movie is going to be nominated this year for the Oscars, like horror movie wise,
that'd be amazing.
I mean,
because that never happens.
That's one right there that I will totally agree with. Yeah, that or Split. Split was really fucking good.
Still haven't seen it.
I need to go see the Balco experiment, whatever.
Yep, same.
Yeah, I saw that.
I heard it's so bad.
Yeah, I heard it was bad too. So
yeah, I wasn't expecting
it.
Somebody told me recently, they said, oh yeah, I saw the Balco experiment. They posted online. They were like, Balco experiment, fucking wow. Or something like that. I was like, I don't know.
No, what is it from Battlestar Galactica? Frackin' wow. They don't say fuck, they say frack.
Oh, God.
But, all right, cool. So cool. We got some cool news going on.
We just got real sweaty.
We just got real fucking nerdy.
Battlestar Galactica.
Dude, I love Battlestar Galactica.
Me too.
But to keep things in spirit, guys, this month's Horror Pack is open for April. For those of you who don't know, Horror Pack is a horror movie subscription box, and you do get brand new horror movies, Blu-ray or DVD plans. It does ship worldwide every month, and guess what? They're fucking yours to keep, so that's awesome. If you guys are interested in joining that subscription service to beef up your horror collection and get some pretty obscure releases, we got one in today, and it was awesome. We got like 4 movies none of us ever heard of.
I like this one's name, Psychotica. We got Stung. We got what is this one? Birth of the
I can't read it. Blood of the Tribades, which is their exclusive edition. So I think every box comes with an exclusive movie in it.
And Heath Ledger's The Orderer.
The horror. But if you guys are wanting to get into that, you can check that out at www.horrorpack.com/go/horror junkies to get $3 off your first subscription. So check them out. Check that link out and get yourself a horror pack.
Yeah.
Now to you, Angel.
Do it.
What's your segment, Angel?
What's your segment? What the fuck's going on?
I like how this is my segment.
It is your segment.
Now I have to introduce this.
Yeah, I made it your segment because I felt like you would be the best for the job.
All right. Well,
we put our faith
time to shine.
That time of the show where we talk versus.
Ooh, there we go.
We talk today. We got on the show Ash from Evil Dead.
Okay.
Versus which Leatherface? Because are we doing Thomas Hewitt? Because we didn't put that on the poll.
We didn't do that on the poll. Who do you want it to be, Angel? It's your segment. Who do you want?
Yeah, it's all you, baby.
I would like to see the Thomas Hewitt Leatherface.
Thomas Hewitt Leatherface? All right, yes. Good choice. And for those, the Ash is Ash after the Army of Darkness, and he has no shotgun.
No boomstick.
No boomstick. So go ahead and set it up for us today, Angel.
All right, so Ash is more than likely probably driving cross country.
Of course, going to Jacksonville.
Yeah, he's on his way.
Why is he crossing Texas?
Bro, why not?
Because he's in Cali for, weed.
He's there for weed.
He's coming back with like pounds, and then he's coming back up the road, and he what do you guys know? He breaks down.
The classic
breakdown in the middle of Texas.
Breaks down.
Okay.
Yeah, I would say that.
So he has the book with him.
The Necronomicon.
Mm-hmm.
Spell that.
Just N-E.
I was kidding. Don't do it.
Sorry.
All right. So yeah, let's say he broke down on the side of the road.
Right.
Travis County. And he's on the side of the road, tumbleweeds everywhere and stuff. So the man's doesn't have AAA. He's got I don't know. He gets high in his car or something like that, and he decides to open the book for some weird reason, or he drops it out of the car and then it opens, and then a spirit comes out of it. And let's say that deadite that comes out of the book finds its way to the nearest most malignant spirit, most malignant person. Spirit.
Okay.
So it's like around the surrounding area, of course, just to find as a host, and runs into house and possesses Leatherface.
Fuck yeah.
Mr. Hewitt. Leatherface comes running out of the house and eventually comes to find... Yeah.
So, okay, all right. So Leatherface has been possessed by a fucking deadite. That's how we're doing it today?
Mm-hmm.
Fuck yeah.
All right. So, as usual, first off, let's look at the Twitter poll. See what Twitter's got going for us today. And I want to say the Twitter poll put Leatherface at 54%, beating Ash with no shotgun with 46%. So that's pretty decent. That's 10% lead. I'm sorry, it's not 10%. Lol.
Yeah, I think it would
Math.
I don't think Ash would have time for his, witty remarks. I think Leatherface would just
8%.
come up at him straight up.
Yeah. So what? Okay. So was Twitter saying Leatherface wins? A podcast that we talked to on Twitter. They're called Nightmare Junkhead. They picked Leatherface because 2 hands equals 2 chainsaws. Since Ash only has 1 hand.
That is.
Yeah.
So they think.
Technically, Leatherface could cut off Ash's chainsaw arm.
Well, let's get to that discussion.
The rest of it.
So who do you want to go first? Who do you want to go first today?
Pat, go first.
Okay, Pat. Who
All
do you
right.
think wins in the fight?
Hands down for me, Ash.
Why?
He has experience with killing deadites in 3 movies. I mean, a deadite's a deadite. I mean, it's not technically Leatherface, but it is, but whatever. I just think Ash would hands down win. It would definitely be a fucking cool fight. A chainsaw fight completely.
Oh, this is the chainsaw fight for all chainsaw fights.
Exactly.
This is the most epic battle of time.
I don't think another deadite's ever come at Ash with a chainsaw before.
Maybe
Yes.
Maybe like a
that's
power
happened.
saw.
No, yeah,
or something,
the second movie.
Yeah, they got
The his headless girlfriend comes after him with a chainsaw.
Mhm.
Oh yeah, okay, that's right.
Yeah.
I forgot about that.
That's such a good
Okay,
scene.
so
I say Ash.
you say Nash. Okay, for me, I'm gonna throw the tables. I'm gonna say Leatherface. I'm gonna say that Ash. I love Ash. He's got his goofy tricks, and he always escapes out of some sort of luck. He's always got luck on his side for some reason.
Yeah.
I don't know why. But I want to say Leatherface, especially being possessed by a deadite.
That's like overkill.
That's like,
I mean, yeah.
That's
'Cause
like
he
you
could
have
jump and
like
fly
this
and shit.
huge fucking brute of a man. Are we saying he has 2 chainsaws? He's never had 2 chainsaws.
never had
though.
chain-
So
no,
we
No,
can't
he
say
only has one.
He's always has one, but he has a monster fucking chainsaw.
Yeah.
All right, he has his freshly new skin face. Okay, that rejuvenates his powers. Okay.
Can you imagine if he cuts off Ash's face and puts it
That's
on
where I
his?
was going with this.
The
so,
fucking chin.
So I think that Leatherface wins. He actually does succeed in cutting off Ash's other chainsaw arm. But think about it. Ash has no other way of protecting himself. He has one arm. His other arm has no hand.
Yeah.
What can he do? He can't protect himself from a chainsaw.
He can't
He ain't got
certainly
no
drive
boomstick.
away or change a spare tire.
Exactly. Nor can he use the chainsaw as a block like he usually does. He tries to use his his boomstick as a shield. So he doesn't have that advantage. And I think that Leatherface is gonna grab him, gut him with the chainsaw. Like pick him up and just like straight up into his torso, drag him back to the house, and make a fresh new Ash Leatherface. That's who wins.
Dope.
I had to add a kill scene. I'm sorry.
I could see that
No, that's cool.
happening.
Right?
I could see happening in,
I love Ash too.
Yeah, me too.
in more of like a dark graphic novel
Exactly.
comic vibe. Like I could see like Ash, the fall of Ash.
Yes,
like Leatherface
right
is just
there.
holding his head.
He's
Or has his face on.
dude,
with his
the-
butt chin.
Yes, the butt chin is a fucking must.
Yes.
Oh,
but
God.
honestly,
what
not.
if it's just the chin?
This is just the chin. He
Just the
becomes
chin.
the crimson chin.
Tommy, what's wrong with your chin? Get over here.
Eat these people. Good for you.
I mean, all right. So everyone.
So
agree.
we're calling it?
So
Calling it?
Leatherface wins.
Leatherface wins in the Horror Junkies versus segment. I
Leatherface
wonder
wins.
what Austin would have said.
Well,
Well, I don't know.
Well,
He may have gone with Leatherface.
we'll ask him. We'll get back.
We'll
to
get back to you guys with that. We'll ask him and see what he has to
Yeah.
say.
someone text him real quick.
Someone text him.
We'll wait on the text before we end the show.
But so
Just kidding.
that's another great versus segment. We gotta think
yeah.
of a good one for next week. Ooh, next week's versus segment.
I don't even know.
Me either. It's so hard. You guys don't understand how hard it is to
come up with these
versus segments. It's really hard.
Beetlejuice
But
versus Doc Brown. No,
you know what? I actually wanted to spin off back to Nightmare because it was a really great concept and it was amazing. And for its time, it was revolutionary with the whole idea of someone literally going into your dreams, and attacking you. You can never truly escape from them. I want to swing to another, just real quick, an underappreciated movie, Wishmaster.
Oh, for sure.
And I want to say Robert Englund. I want to say it was him I was reading about, and how he was talking about how it was seriously such an underrated movie. Wishmaster was dark. It was the effects were amazing. I mean, for one
cool concept.
One girl wished for it to be skinny, and he literally made her throw up her fat.
Yep.
Like the movie, like it was. Have you never seen it?
No, I've seen
it. Okay.
It's definitely.
I used to have it on VHS.
It definitely has like this nightmare same vibe, because when Freddy kills you, like especially later on in the movies, he kind of takes like your
worst fear
and uses it against you.
Exactly.
So like the wheelchair kid in Dream Warriors, or the girl that he overfeeds because she's like kind of bulimic.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's so like, and Witchmaster definitely has that concept of be careful what you wish for.
Exactly. Be careful what you wish for, because if you don't specify to a certain degree, you're gonna get what you wanted, but not in the way you liked it.
And it's a cool design. The monster is fucking cool.
I fucking loved him.
When I first saw him, it kind of reminded me of Jeepers Creepers.
But the Wishmaster came out first.
Yeah, exactly. But I saw Jeepers Creepers before I saw Witchmaster.
But I just wanted to throw that out there because, there's so many fucking horror movies that we have even begin to fucking get into. We just started digging the grave and we're in the fucking topsoil. We need to get down to the bottom, and we got a lot of stuff to talk about for this show, and as well as we have a lot of cool show announcements. One of the most things that we're working on. This is not something that's happened yet, but we may be joining a horror podcast network.
Yep. So
we'll actually be within a network with 13 other shows. So that's just another way to help get our show out there to more listeners. We are trying. I don't know if Patrick wants me to announce what we're trying to work on.
Go ahead.
We're trying to come up with our own comic book for the show. We have a lot of good ideas. One of which we came up with literally just now on the show. But we're trying to. No one's ever done it, and we think that having a comic book about the show is kind of a new thing, and I'm sure you guys will like what we have to offer, because Patrick and I love comic books. Angel, you read comic books sometimes.
He dabs.
He dabs
a little bit.
He dabbles. Me and Patrick are really big into indie comic book people, so we're gonna try to write an indie comic book for you guys, and it's gonna be called Horror Junkies. It's gonna surround the four of us, and who knows what's gonna happen in this book yet, because we haven't decided yet.
We're gonna have our own vehicle of transportation.
So we haven't figured out the name for it yet, because we can't use Kia Soul.
We can't use that. But I was saying the Junkie Mobile.
The Junkie Mobile.
I was gonna say also. Okay, yeah, that'd be funny. We also are creating a street team.
Yes.
If you want to be a part of that, if you would like to help promote us, retweet stuff, share stuff on Facebook, subscribe to our YouTube channel, tell your friends about it. Honestly, any way that can help, that you think you can help get more people listening to the show and helping us and supporting us, definitely hit us up. You can just email info@horrorjunkiespodcast.com, and one of us will get back to you as soon as possible. As well, if you want to, we got to come up with a name for that thing. You guys want to call it Horror Junkie Street Team? I was
like
thinking
the street team.
Hold on, Street Team, or hold on, Misfits. All right, so I'm gonna take this song from a Misfits song,
okay.
Fiend Club.
How about Dream Street Team?
Okay, Angel.
I don't know.
You killed it.
It was just a thought.
You killed it. But I think that's pretty much. I'm just kidding, Angel. We'll take it into consideration, of course, man. But I think that's it. We are working on shirts. We're just waiting for someone to complete a design that Patrick drew for us. So as soon as we get that done and we get more information, we'll definitely be posting that stuff up for you guys to get your exclusive. Oh, the fucking convention. That's the last thing I wanted to talk about.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So we are thinking of buying a booth at the Ocala Comic Con for the weekend and just hanging out. Patrick's going to be doing zombie caricatures.
Yo.
So if you're going to be there and you want to get yourself dead,
let me kill you.
Let Patrick kill you. As well as
I'll be there to watch.
We'll just be there to hang out. Patrick and
I'm gonna draw Angel.
Patrick will be drawing
times.
people. Angel and me will just be like crying and looking at all the cool stuff.
I'll be picking my nose over there.
Yeah, definitely pick it. I'm gonna definitely pick my nose.
Be like, oh hey, how are you?
Oh hey,
yeah. We're probably gonna do some like interview shit too.
Yeah. We got a lot.
We're
of cool
definitely
stuff.
doing an episode there.
As well as we announced it before. We're getting closer to it, but we are getting close to our lock-in at the Great Escape Room in downtown Orlando. That's gonna be on April 19th.
Closing it.
We literally just picked up like
420.
the day before 420. Of course, we literally just picked up this like Bobo camera that offers night vision. So we're gonna start doing our own paranormal investigation videos in the dark. So get ready to hear Austin and Angel scream.
Ooh, can we talk about that for a second? That video, the morgue video.
Oh God!
Oh my God!
Going viral.
Yeah, you said you heard something in that video, right?
Yeah, if you guys like rewatch the video, tell me if you guys noticed this. There was like some like low end humming in the background.
Really?
Almost sounds like some.
Oh
weird
no, I did hear that.
Yeah.
No, that video was fucking nuts. I don't know what was going on. If you guys want to know about it,
We'll
go to our
tweet it.
Twitter. No, I've already retweeted.
did
I'll
you?
retweet it so it's on top of our post. But it's on our Twitter feed somewhere. Not that far, but fucking terrifying. Excuse me.
Just like the fact that the red door.
Oh man,
Like,
and it was
The
just
red fucking door.
and it was just slamming by itself.
And then they walked up and then it just stopped.
And just stopped. That's what we're trying to get into. We're trying to get into those. That's what it did. Just like that. No, you stop that.
Yeah, it didn't do it again.
No, it didn't do it again. But as usual, guys, I mean, we have a lot of stuff we're thinking about doing. We're trying to expand and make the show more immersive and more listener-based and influenced. And if you guys have any questions, please just hit up that email, info@horrorjunkiespodcast.com. And one of us will get back to you. I promise you. I'm on my phone all day.
Maybe we'll.
But
most likely Mike.
Most likely me.
Let us keep company in traffic.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But as usual, guys, thank you for tuning in. This has been another excellent episode of Horror Junkies. I'm Mike.
Pat.
And I'm Angel.
Yeah, and remember to, stay weird.
Stay weird.
But also,
Bring back the monsters.
and there will be blood.
There will be blood.
There will be blood.